We will learn about variance and covariance, how to calculate variance and covariance, and what variance explains and what covariance explains about data that we are going to learn now. So coming to variance, the variance explains the spread of data from the mean. So how the data points are spread in a around the mean is explained by the variance, whereas covariance explains how one variable changes with the other variable in a data. So that is about the covariance. Let's see how variance is calculated. So to calculate the variance, so we initially no we perform or we calculate the mean for the data that for all data points. We calculate the mean. um, After calculating the mean, we calculate the mean deviation. So after mean deviation, we square the mean deviation, and the um, sum of the squares of mean deviation becomes the variance of the data. And this variance explains how the data is spread from the mean. So this is about the variance. Next one is the covariance. So what this covariance explains? See, variance is that explains about only one variable when we have two variables. So how we calculate the covariance? So we calculate even for two variables variance we calculate, but we are not going to compare one variable with the other variable. How one variable changes with the other variable cannot be explained by the variance. But whereas the covariance, where we can see how two variables changes with each other, that can be understood in the covariance. Okay, how we calculate the covariance? So in covariance also we take the data for the two variables. For example, we take the data for x variable and we take the data for the y variable, and we calculate the mean for the first variable x, and also we calculate the mean for the second variable. And here we perform then mean deviations. So we calculate the mean deviation for the x variable. That means how each data points um, how how far the each data point from the mean, that we calculate by subtracting the each data point from its mean value. So for x we calculate the mean deviation, for y also we calculate the mean deviation. After calculating the mean deviations, x minus x bar and y minus y bar, and we calculate the uh, we multiply the both x and y values. For example, here you can see for the data x for the data x and y, we can see the for first data point we see the x minus x bar is minus 1 and y minus y bar is minus 2. So these two are the mean deviation. So we multiply these two to get the first we multiply it, so that we get 2. Like that, for each data point we calculate we multiply the both x and y. That means we multiply both mean deviations of x and y. So after that we calculate the correlation of xy by taking the sum of all xi minus x bar into y minus y minus y bar divided by n minus 1. For example, here we calculate the y minus y bar, how much the y minus y bar, that we calculate the again mean sum of the mean deviation. Again also we calculate the sum of the y minus y bars we calculate. So after that we get the value that is called no x minus x bar into y minus y bar. So here we got 202. That means we further we sum all these multiplication values, that we finally get 4. So numerator we get the 4. So that is the sum of xi minus x bar into y minus y bar. Then total number of samples in this are 3. So we take that sample size on the denominator, so n minus 1. So here that n minus 1 become the 2, because 3 samples are there. So 3 minus 1 becomes the 2. So on numerator we get the 4, and denominator we get the 3. So when we divide 4 by 3, so we get some 1.1. So that this is a positive value. This indicates that so when x variable increases, the variable also increases. So this is how we calculate the covariance. So from the covariance we can understand the trend of the data, whether two variables are the change in the two variables. Suppose when one variable increases, how other variable behaves. For example, whether other variable increases or decreases, or whether it doesn't change, so that we can understand from the covariance. So from the covariance, then further we calculate the correlation value to find out how much change is there in the on y with respect to the change. So that we will explain in the next video, where we understand the relationship between the covariation and the correlation also. Thank you for watching this video.